Welcome back, Kicking It with Chico. Happy Friday, guys. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Sitting out here at Carlisle Lake, out near the Chipmunk Trail. Probably the most beautiful spot on the lake, as far as I'm concerned. Got the sun behind, man, it's a gorgeous day. Into the 60s. 2 days ago, we had blizzard-like conditions, and I wanted to get out into it because nothing was sticking. It was just beautiful, man. That wind was blowing, and the snow was flying, but I didn't get an opportunity to get out and make any videos. But 2 days later, here we are. We're 60 degrees, a little bit windy, just absolutely gorgeous. Early spring day, I guess you could call it. I made a video the other day about problems and different ways to look at problems. And again, I just want to reiterate, especially going into the weekend, maybe reset yourself. Look at some things that's going wrong in your life. Take an opportunity, take a break, take a time out, take a personal time out for yourself and reevaluate some things and stop reacting and start responding in a conscious manner, conscious, intelligent manner. Take some time for yourself. And maybe get on that meditation train, get you a little 10-minute video, put some earbuds in, spend some time alone, do you a little 10-minute meditation. And I've I can't talk today. Mentioned this in earlier videos, but a good way to get into a meditative state and just even play with it is just to ask yourself, what's my next thought going to be? Boom, let that next thought pop in your head and let that sucker go, just like a slippery little fish slipping out of your hands. Okay, what's my next thought going to be? You can clear up a lot of space and create some space up there, and that's a good way to meditate. And there's some amazing guided meditations out there. I'm a big proponent of meditation. It can really help you with your mindset and overall, especially if you're dealing with anxiety and things like that. It can really help you along those lines. Because a lot of the times, the problems that we have aren't the problems. The problem isn't the problem. The problem is how we look at the problem, how we perceive the problem, how we interpret the problem. When you can turn that problem into as a challenge, like I talked about the other day, is what is this issue trying to teach me? What do I need to learn? What do I need to garner? How do I need to change to come out of this on the right side of this and make my life better? Because in my opinion, when I look back at all the issues I've had over my life, somehow I typically come out better on the other end. Not just financially, but spiritually, intellectually. You gain a lot of wisdom. The only way you get wisdom is by experiencing life. So if you do have issues, take a different look at that issue. Look at what's a challenge. What is it trying to teach you now? You know, that can be a big turning point just in the way you perceive things. So I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. If you are a UFC fan, there's a heck of a UFC card tomorrow night. I think NASCAR is in Phoenix. World news, which I typically stay away from because of the political climate. Democrat, Republican. I'm so tired of Democrat, Republican. Let's all just be human beings. In this country, let's just be Americans. Let's respect one another. Let's love one another. And that's the number one thing I think is let's get rid of these damn labels. You don't have to be this. You don't have to be that. You know, Old Hillbilly, which I appreciate you, Old Hillbilly. Again, I can't talk today. Checking out my videos and commenting, man. You really create a lot of thought-provoking questions and got a lot of thoughts popping in my head. I think one of his questions was, how would I differentiate with my experience working in a prison for 25 years, the difference between outlaws and criminals? You know, the more I ponder that, that's one of the things that I guess you could say transition spiritually against is I don't like to label myself. I don't like to label other people. Well, this person supports the Democratic Party. This person supports the Republican Party. This person is a Democrat. They're a Republican. They're an Indian. They're a Hindu. They're a Christian. I try to stay away from that because we're all human beings. And I try not to identify that with that because that's when you get defensive. You know, you identify with this particular political candidate and next thing you know, you see something where somebody's going off on them and it creates these emotions within you. really it's got nothing to do with you. It's because you're identifying with that. So that was a weakness of mine for many years. A lot of things would get me really upset and bothered that were pointless, absolutely silly to get worked up and bothered about. So, a criminal and an outlaw, I guess historically you could look at it differently. Criminal, somebody that breaks the law and gets locked up. Outlaw Jesse James, they call him Outlaw Jesse James. He broke the law, but he didn't get caught. So I guess you couldn't call him a criminal. Maybe a criminal is one that gets locked up. But again, I don't like to label that. I have a lot of family members that are ex-cons. I love them to death. I have some friends that are ex-cons that were never locked up to the prison that I worked at, but they were friends long before they got locked up, and we're still maintaining a friendship after they got out. I don't hold things against people. As long as you're growing and learning from what life deals you, and you're not an energy vampire, I got nothing but time to sit, talk to you, shoot the shit, shoot the bobo, whatever you want to call it. But if you're one of these people that you're so pessimistic about everything and, oh, this is going on, she did this to me, or my bills are just through the roof, or I can't afford this, I can't afford that, my job's making me work 80 hours. Okay, I get it, man, but maybe some things will change, but that pessimistic attitude doesn't help a lot. I'm not saying you got to be whistling Dixie out your ass or singing Kumbaya all the time, but again, it's back to how you perceive things, and sometimes changing your perception of things and how you look at things can change your whole world. But anyway, a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I apologize for stumbling over my words today. But I hope you all have a good weekend, my man. Love you. Take care. Hug your family. Hug your friends. Make sure you tell those close to you, I love you. Take care of yourself. Chico out.